Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry, and I'm here with Lee Cockerell, the retired Executive Vice President of Walt Disney World and the author of Creating Magic, which is one of the best business books you will read. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm good, thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Well, let me say it is almost vacation time. I know I'm looking forward to my next trip to Orlando. I'm going to be back in California soon. I probably will visit Disneyland. And I always reach out to Magical Vacation Planner when I'm about to travel. You can contact them at 407-442-2694. They will help take care of all of your travel needs. Lee, we have a listener question this week, and Lee loves listener questions. If you have a question or a topic, reach out to either one of us and let us know. Lee's at leecockerell.com. I'm at jodymayberry.com. All right, Lee, this question comes from someone who has been working at a private beach club for many years. She started entry-level frontline, really worked hard, eventually became deputy general manager, and loves the company, loves the work, committed to fostering a positive, fun environment and driving the club's success. But she has one problem. The general manager, who is highly experienced, tends to micromanage and requires approval for even the smallest decisions. And despite her own experience in leadership, she feels that this undermines her confidence and credibility with the team of managers that she supervises. So how can she assert her leadership, support the general manager, and continue to grow in her role with this circumstance?
Well, we hear this all the time. She may not be able to get that general manager to change his ways if he's kind of an insecure, stuck on this, I need to approve everything, I'm the boss kind of guy. And you're going to run into those. I've often said to people, when you do run into them in your career, and I've run into them. In fact, I left my job in Los Angeles at Hilton back in the day because I had a boss just like that. He was autocratic. He didn't treat me very respectfully. I worked 6 days a week. He took all the fame for everything that was done, and I quit. Went to another job. That didn't work out either, but it got me to Marriott, and everything got better. If you're not being respected, and it's bothering you, your self-confidence, and it may be hurting the business because your employees, the people that work for you, are pretty sure that you don't have the authority to run the business. You can't wake up every morning and go to work unhappy and feeling disrespected and not being given authority. I mean, at the end of the day, we have people in positions to give them a piece of the action. They're responsible for these kind of decisions, and the general manager is responsible for these kinds, and that should be clear. Clarity over what you can do and what you can't do. Hopefully, she's so good that the general manager can keep giving her new things so he can focus on the bigger things of going out in the community and booking business and tracking down more sales and working in his other departments in something that he's a specialist in. But when people micromanage you, they are insecure. They don't trust anybody. They're just afraid something will go wrong. They think they know everything. They know that their decisions are better than everybody else's. And I will tell you, it's pretty hard to change those people. And I don't think you'll be successful changing them, but I don't know the situation. So she can, as I've always said, do a great job while you look for another one. Then decide, once you found another one, you may want to have a talk with him and try to negotiate something around responsibility and not even go to the other job. This is a problem. Either you'll leave or he'll leave, and that's when you will become happy. I know, I've been there. Been there more than once. And it's usually men that do this, and women too, but there's not a lot of solutions, in my opinion.
That could turn out to be a short episode, really, because Lee's right. There's not a lot of solutions. Lee, in a situation like this, though, I know there are factors. There may not be solutions, but there are certainly factors that might help you determine what to do. One of them could be your own career ambitions, because it sounds like in this situation, she loves the place she works. She loves the people she works with. The only problem is her supervisor. You can look ahead and say, okay, how long will the general manager be here? Do I have a chance to become general manager myself? That certainly could be a factor in what happens next.
Absolutely, that's true. She would have to just run the odds on that and know who the owners are and how long he's been there, how long the general managers in the past have stayed. It's an odds game. You stay as long as you can without ruining your life. If you wake up every morning and not happy to go go to work. Eventually, you can't do that for too long. It eats away at you and eats away at your own self-esteem. It's a toss-up. You can have one or two strategies, see if you can work, and then if he's still there a year from now and you're still unhappy, then you have to try to figure that out. It's an unknown. When I left my job at Hilton in LA, my boss was not going anywhere. He's been there for his life and he was going to stay. There was no way that was going to change. He already had a reputation for that before I went there. Probably should have considered that more carefully than I did.
So, Lee, you said there's really no solution. There are times, though, that for various reasons, we may have to continue working where we are. Family situations, we can't move, we're looking for another job, something like that. So give us some ideas on how to work with a micromanager. Let's just say that we know because of factors, we have to be here for at least a year. So what can we do to make sure things go well while we are here?
Well, I think all you can do is just keep a great attitude, put on a good face, and do your best every day. He may even appreciate that more. Just thinks you're doing a good job, but he still wants to make the decisions and the sign off and the approval. And you don't know what's going on in his life with the owner, what stress this guy's under, maybe really watching every penny. But yeah, I mean, even in hard times, don't let them see you sweat. Stay professional. You get up every day and be great. You do a great job for your team. You adjust. I mean, we all have to adjust to certain pressures from below us and above right now. You know, a lot of people are having a lot of pressure from the employees below them right now about time off and their day off and working from home and all those kinds of things. So it's coming from both ways, from the top and from the bottom. And I think don't let it get to you. See, the problem is it's psychologically affecting her. And maybe it's not as bad as she thinks it is. It's what it is. She could talk to him and ask him why she can't make certain decisions. She might even present a list saying, here are the kinds of things I think I should be able to make a decision on, and I would just like to work with you and see if you agree. You might send her a copy of the Steps of Freedom, 5 levels of freedom. There's some things you got to go talk to the boss around. There's some you can make. There's some you can't. Just be real clear with him on that. And it might even be the question is, why do you not trust me to make these kind of decisions so you'll have more time to get other things done? It's a tricky walk, depending on how aggressive this guy is.
Part of this reminds me, I have a friend who I was talking to him about career stuff for a couple of years, and things just kept getting to him, kept bothering him, kept getting to him. And then I stopped hearing from him so much. And I called him and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Did you switch jobs? And he's like, no, I just stopped investing so much mentally in other people's problems and work's going a lot better.
There you go. People who want to really do a great job and are proud of their good work and their honesty and their quality of work, this does bother them because people in leadership jobs want to have authority. That's the fun of being a leader, is being able to help people better, help your team, make it better, make the environment better, make the job better. People want to wake up in the morning and come to work. It's frustrating if you don't think you have any of that power.
Earlier, Lee said something about you don't know what pressure your leader is. You have a manager that you think is a micromanager, but you also don't know what his supervisor's telling him or the board's telling him, or you just don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with them. So what if our approach was, I'm going to make their job easier. Whatever I can do to help them win, make their job easier. What are some ways we can do that?
I don't know how they meet and talk to each other, but she could continually ask him, what can I do to take off your plate? What can I do to make your job easier? What can I do to give you more time? Just let me know and I'll be happy to do it. And you don't know that maybe his last job before he came here, he got in trouble because he wasn't on top of the decision making. I don't know. We all get insecurities based on our experience. If you get burned by a fire, you get afraid of fire. And people have all kinds of problems after they experience something negative in their life. Maybe he did. Maybe his career path has not gone well. What he's doing, he's trying to keep everything under control so that he's not exposed. That's just an insecurity. We all have them. I mean, Priscilla tells me I keep trying to control her. It's just the way we are. It's the psychological safety we always talk about, and obviously she doesn't have it because he's not letting her have it. That's what sends us downhill faster than anything else, is feeling insecure and not safe. We don't do our best work always, so maybe she's just going to have to push up her work. be as good as she can. In the areas she has authority on, just be better than everybody else and be great and focus on something else. I wish I had a good answer for this because I've been in that situation, and you get insecure when you got an aggressive boss, unless you're ready to leave. When I finally decided to leave, then I was fine and moved on.
I want to go over one more thing. Lee talked about the levels of freedom. We have that at cockerellstore.com in one of the free resources. It's called the Leadership Staircase, and it is a staircase that has 5 levels of freedom, starting with at the very bottom, you just do what you're told when you're told to do it, and that's about it. And then at the very top, as you make decisions, you do things, and then you go tell your supervisor what you've done. It is really good. It's beautifully designed, and Lee did a great job putting this together to understand where you are in the 5 levels of freedom, but then also as a supervisor to use that to talk to your direct reports on where you want them to be. And maybe you're the type, I don't think you should be. Maybe you're the type you want people on level 1 where they only do what they're told when they're told to do it. I don't know. But Lee said the best place to be is bouncing back and forth, operating between level 4 and 5.
And that just is, you get to be able to do that when you got a boss where you both trust each other. So you just got to keep working on that and see if you can bring him around to feeling good about your decision making. There's something going on there with him.
That's right, which is something you can't fix. Maybe you can help get some extra work done, but you can't fix what's going on. Lee said it could have come from the last job. It could have come from growing up on a dirt farm in Oklahoma. You have no idea where it comes from, but it's there and you can't fix it. But maybe you can help him get more work done, feel a little more secure in his job, because yes, he may be a micromanager, but it probably weighs on him pretty heavily that he's responsible for everything that happens with his direct reports and whether the work gets done or not. It doesn't mean micromanaging is the right thing, but insecure people perhaps handle it that way. So go to cockerellstore.com, scroll down to the free resources, and there you will find a leadership staircase. If this topic was interesting, that will be very helpful to you. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.